Toronto Raptors beat the Charlotte Hornets 97-96 on a wild game winner from IMMANUEL QUICKLEY. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Raptors Rundown. I finally have my camera back on because I finally landed back in Toronto. One day after I land, took a little bit of a break, jet lagged, sick. I was able to tune in to the Raptors game, and my God, it was not a good watch. In fact, I'm willing to say this was probably the most ugly game of basketball that we have played all season long for multiple reasons, not just because of the shooting. But eventually it was all worth it because of an incredible moment. Finally a buzzer beater that doesn't get wiped out at the buzzer. But how do we get there? Starting off the game, this is the first time a team actually went into a game against us and actually played zone. And Charlotte got off to a really hot start shooting the ball. Defensively, they were forcing turnovers, forcing misses from us, and it looked like another game against Charlotte where they were going to absolutely destroy us on that end and where we wouldn't be able to hit a single shot at all. And that ended up being the case later on in the game, particularly from three. But we responded well, started running out in transition, forcing turnovers, hitting our shots most importantly, and we ended up taking a lead to end the first quarter. The second quarter is where our offense started to dry up, and the Charlotte Hornets ended up actually taking the lead because we were once again unable to rebound the ball at an efficient level. And yes, there were moments where the refs made some questionable calls on both ends of the floor, but to be quite frank, we weren't able to close out multiple possessions. The Charlotte Hornets ended up getting up by as much as 10. We ended the half on a little run to at least be down by about 5, but it was a really bad second quarter for us. Once again, third quarter looked like more of the same, where we just weren't able to hit shots at all. Matt and Jack had a really funny moment where, it's become a viral clip by now all over Twitter, where they just started going crazy because Mamu finally hit a 3. Sandro was incredible tonight. He was one of the few bright spots for us. The bench were the ones who lost us the lead, but I can't lie, they were the ones who brought us back into the game. So they redeemed themselves a little bit in that third quarter. In fact, it was a lineup of, I'm pretty sure, purely all bench players. I think it was a lineup of Ocha Abaji, Jameson Battle, Jamal Shed, Sandro Mamukelashvili, and one of Jacoby Walter or Grady Dick. I can't remember. But that lineup was who got us back into the game after being down by double digits against this Hornets team. It was unfortunate because Scotty Barnes went in and he actually started getting his offense going a little bit, and then he had to go out because of a knee injury. Earlier on in the game, Brandon Ingram ended up being out for the entire game because of a thumb injury. We now know that it was a sprained thumb on his right hand. He's questionable going into the game against Boston. Apparently he was there at shoot-around, so he has more of a chance to play than Scotty Barnes, who's listed doubtful because of the knee injury. Scotty Barnes ended up actually coming back for one play to end the game, but so we avoided something serious with Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes, thank God. But it seemed like the game was going exactly the way of the Charlotte Hornets. They were dominating for majority of the game, and then RJ Barrett stepped up. As soon as Scotty Barnes got injured, we went to RJ Barrett every single time down the offensive end, and he was able to deliver, getting to the rim at will, hitting and ones. Con Knipple was not able to guard him at all in this game. We had one annoying shot where we could have taken the lead, and him and IMMANUEL QUICKLEY, where they just settled, let the shot clock go down for RJ Barrett, and he took a step back 3, which obviously he missed. And IMMANUEL QUICKLEY's was early on in the shot clock, took a step back 3, and obviously missed. For a team that's not shooting the ball well, I don't think you should be taking contested 3s down the stretch, but luckily it didn't end up burning us. It was back and forth down the stretch. Shot clock off. RJ Barrett had just hit a fadeaway to tie it up. The LaMelo Ball goes down the floor, runs the shot clock down to about 4 seconds, drives to the bucket, and hits a very easy layup. Blows by IMMANUEL QUICKLEY, by the way, for the layup. It was way too easy. There was no defense, no rim protection whatsoever without Jakob Poeltl being there, and the Hornets go up by 2. But 1.4 seconds left. The Toronto Raptors are inbounding the ball. Sandro Mamukelashvili gets it to IMMANUEL QUICKLEY. Sion James was guarding him. Gets screened by Scotty Barnes. IMMANUEL QUICKLEY goes, fades, and hits the 3 for the win. A couple good things that happened in this play right there. Jamal Shed was actually staying in the corner. There's been way too many times where I feel like there's been too much movement on our offense in these end-of-game plays, and the spacing becomes absolutely cooked. Scotty Barnes did a good job of setting the screen. I know Hornets fans were complaining a little bit about it being illegal, but illegal screens happened the entire game. And I don't think the refs are going to call it off the ball in the last play of the game, so tough luck. RJ Barrett did a good job going towards the corner, freeing up that top of the key space, and Sandro Mamukelashvili found the ball perfectly to IMMANUEL QUICKLEY, who got it off instantly. My God, I didn't want to celebrate because I was like, the amount of times that it's looked good on the TV, but then replay comes and apparently it's on our fingertips. Thank God he got it off in time, and we won the game. This is a game that, I've said this multiple times this season, the Toronto Raptors are one of the best teams in the league when it comes to clutch time. We are way over 500 when it comes to clutch games. And again, this is a game that we would have lost in the past because of poor decision making, whether it's because of poor decision making or whether it's just because of lack of talent or lack of closers or lack of shooting. These are games that we would have lost in prior years. But this game, we found that RJ Barrett was getting his shots, was able to get to the bucket at will, so we decided to go to him. We knew IMMANUEL QUICKLEY was one of our few good three-point shooters out there on the floor, so we got him the ball to close the game. These are important decision-making and an incredible sideline out-of-bounds play drawn up by Darko Rajakovic, who's proven time and time again that at the end of game plays, he's actually really good, which is something that I have really missed from our Toronto Raptors coaches, Nick Nurse down the stretch, and Dwayne Casey at times. So I'm happy that we have a coach that's able to draw up good sideline outbound plays. Some of the highlights of the game, like player-wise, Colin Murray-Boyles got a career high in rebounds today. RJ Barrett ended up being our highest scorer with 26 points. IMMANUEL QUICKLEY always ends up with 20-plus points. I don't know how. He will have the worst game possible, hit a couple threes, and then you look at the box score, he's got like 20-plus points. And it might not always be efficient, but I swear he always ends up with 20-plus points. It's insane. Off the bench, Jamal Shed provided some really good minutes defensively. He forced 3 offensive fouls against the Charlotte Hornets from illegal screens today. A little bit ironic because that last play was definitely the illegal screen from Scotty Barnes, but cry. Anyways, Grady Dick, he struggled to shoot the ball once again. Jacoby Walter hit 1-3. Sandro was a huge player for us. And yeah, the Toronto Raptors escaped this game with the win. I say escape because we definitely did not deserve to win this, but a win is a win. You take them at this stage of the season, especially going into this tough stretch. Stat of the game, I have one word: turnovers. We forced 18 turnovers, and the Charlotte Hornets conceded 22 points off of those 18 turnovers. That is what won us the game. A team that shot 21% from 3 today. That's not a winning formula at all. But actually, apparently it is for the Raptors because we are 6-0 in games where we have shot less than, I think it was 24%. We are 6-0 in those games, which is by far the best in the league right now. I don't know what we do. Maybe poor shooting is the base for good defense for us. I don't know. But yeah, I would prefer not to shoot 21% once again. So I'm glad we got the win in a game where we really struggled to shoot the ball. Next up, we have the red hot Boston Celtics. A tough game to not have your best defensive player against one of the hottest offenses in the league. To me, the importance in this game is to get out to a fast start. Boston Celtics are coming off the second day of a back-to-back. We have struggled to get our offense going early, and the one game that we did, our defense just allowed everything, so we ruined a really fast start. But I want to see us get out going early. Denver sort of did a similar thing against us, and that's what ended up winning them the game because they got out to such a big lead early. So I want to see us do a similar thing if we want to win this game. We have to limit the good looks from 3. This is a team that loves to shoot the 3 ball. We need to make sure that they're going to take a high clip of 3s. We just need to make sure that they're not wide open like they were in the last game that we played against them. And last but not least, we cannot get dominated on the glass. Yes, I know we don't have Jakob Poeltl, and now we're probably not having Scotty Barnes, one of our other only capable rebounders. So I don't expect us to win the rebounding battle, but we cannot get dominated on the boards. Otherwise, we're not going to win the game. Box out, limit Neemias Queta on the boards, and we should be able to give ourselves a chance of winning this game. Our main offense is going to be coming from Brandon Ingram and RJ Barrett, and hopefully we can get a good spark from IMMANUEL QUICKLEY shooting the ball. I expect us to shoot the ball better because, logic, this is NBA math, but I feel like if you shoot 21% one game, the next game you are at least going to shoot a little bit better. So hopefully we shoot a lot better from 3 in this game, and I think we are going to need to shoot the ball really well if we want to win this game. It's a tough one, but if we can escape with one of these 2 games against the Boston Celtics, I'm a happy man. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize for the setup right now. I don't have my lights or my mic. Starting next episode, we are back to the proper quality of content for the Raptors rundown. We escaped an entire trip, like 2 weeks. Now I'm jet lagged, but it's all done now. We're all good. Next episode's going to be back to normal. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, keep supporting. I appreciate it all. And I will see you guys in the next episode of the Raptors Rundown. Peace out.